Hello lovely people, it's another day here on my Rita channel, and yes, we are doing another book review. I'm really excited to be reviewing this financial book, but sadly it's just one book I read in the whole month of September. Well, would I call it a September wrap-up because it's just one book? Yeah, or I don't know, but then this is a book I read in the month of September, and I am reviewing this financial book. So if you really want to learn how to be financially strong, how to make money out of nothing, how to be rich, stick around till the end of the video. And if this is your first time watching my Rita channel, or you've been watching the channel and you haven't subscribed, please consider clicking on the subscription button and the bell, the notification bell, so you get notified each time I post a video. Yes, welcome back. I read this book with another booktuber, Page's Highlights. We are supposed to be doing this review together, but due to one thing or the other, she became so busy and I have to make this video alone. I'll be talking about her at the end of the video, so still stick around till the end. She wrote out some questions for me to answer. It's like I said, it was supposed to be a collabo video. We read this book together and I gave her the questions she's to answer, and she gave me my own question, so I would just be answering my own part of the question in this chart. So yeah, when she's done, she'll be making this video and she will also be answering the questions that I sent her. So you can also check out her channel to watch this particular book review and to know the questions that I asked her about this book, The Richest Man in Babylon. This is the book I read in the month of September, and it's really a financially strong book. Yeah, I would say financially strong because it's really giving out a lot of lessons about how to become rich from nothing, especially the 7 cures of Olympus. I really learned a lot from that, and yes, I would say that it impacted me because I made an improvement from my financial life, and it's really helped me. So these are the questions she asked me. Well, actually, when I saw the book first, The Richest Man in Babylon, the first thing that came to my mind is, okay, just like the name reads, The Richest Man in Babylon. I'm to read about the man who is the richest in Babylon. But it's really quite awkward reading about another man who is rich. So what will I learn from it? These were actually all the things that ran through my mind when I saw the book. And when I saw the title of the book, when I picked up the book, The Richest Man in Babylon. So why would I have to read about the richest man in Babylon? He's another man in Babylon who is rich, and so why would I read it? That was a question that popped up first. And the second thought, why I also picked up a book to read it, I was like, okay, if this man is really the richest man in Babylon, why did he become rich? How did he become rich? What made him rich? What is the lesson he has to tell me? What is there he wants to tell me in this book? How did he get to this stage of being the richest man in Babylon? There are so many questions that clouded my mind when I saw this book, when I saw the title, The Richest Man in Babylon. The first question was, why would I read the book? He's the richest man, so yeah, that's his life. But then I was like, on a second thought, I should read this book because I believe there are a lot of things he has to say about becoming rich. Yeah, so that was really why I picked it up, and I really wanted to know what made him rich, which he really said in the book, especially that 7 cure of Olympus. This is really this is my biggest takeaway, and that's the second question I'm answering already. Yeah, so the biggest takeaway for me is the 7 cure for Olympus. The things you have to do to really make you stop being poor, to make you stop going around with a thin purse, with an empty purse. Yes. So what really grabbed my attention is, I've always known this principle for a very long time, which is saving a part of your earning. Part of your earning is yours to keep, like he said. Saving part of your earning, I've really known it for a long time, but it's really hard to do because there are so many problems that arises for us to really solve. In fact, if you really check it, your pay, your salary, your income, your profit is really not even enough to satisfy your problems. It's not. Be you any amount of earner, you have more problems than what you earn. Yeah. So, but then he said that we should always pay ourselves first. Like 1/10 of our pay should really be something you keep to yourself. If you want to keep more than that, fine, but try to keep 1/10 of your pay to yourself, of what you earn to yourself, and then you would see that you would start growing a savings from there, which I actually did when I read the book, and yes, it helped me. I've known it before then, but I think the book reinforced that law. It reinforced it in me, keeping a part of what you earn. And at the end of not just keeping it is not just enough, but when you keep it to a point that accumulates to a greater extent, you invest it in something so that it gives birth to children, and you reinvest and the children gives birth to more children, and you keep making money work for you that way. So this man in this book, Akkad, which is the richest man in Babylon, he kept his money for 12 straight months. That's a year, 1/10 of his pay, and then, but at the stage, he used it in an investment that really didn't work. It backfired, and yeah, he lost that first investment. Then he did it again for another year, which he later used that money into something that is more legit and that brought more income, and he reinvested it, and so that's how he started growing his income, and it made him the richest man in Babylon. So that is really the biggest takeaway for me: saving part of what you earn, because that's how you start growing your finance, and reinvesting it always. So yeah, another thing I really learned from this book is, because at the point I was like I said initially, our wants are insatiable. What we want to, as in our problems, human needs are insatiable, really. We keep having problems, and our pay, our salaries, our profits, whatever we make from what we do, can't be enough to actually solve all these problems. So how are we going to do this? Now, he made a statement. He said that we should only satisfy the really important needs. Now, what I got from this is, let me make an illustration. Weed actually grows. It's an unwanted plant. It's a plant that grows where it's not wanted, right? And the reason why it grows there is because there is a land for it to grow. There is a land for it to start growing. A weed cannot actually grow in the air. It can't grow where it cannot dip its roots. So because there is a land, there is a space for it to grow, it starts growing there. So are our needs. When we have money, that is how needs will start arising. If I actually have a particular amount with me right now, and I see a dress that is really lovely and I want to buy that dress, I will have an urge to want to pick that dress up. Why? Because I have money with me. Why? Because my money can actually buy that dress. So I would begin to have that urge in me. But let's say I really don't have anything, and I just pass and I see a really lovely dress. I would only admire and pass. I won't have that urge to want to pick up that dress. So now the weed is, that desire really starts planting itself in me, because it knows that there is money with me, and money is land where it can dip its root. But if there is no money, there is no land, the desire cannot dip itself, it cannot plant itself. So what we are to do is to shut off all desires, things that are not important. The dress is lovely and it's nice if I should have it, but is it very important? Is it very crucial? Is it priority at this stage? So if it is not, you should answer some questions. If it is not, then shut it off. Really pretend as if you don't have any money at that point, so that desire will not dip itself in the root of the fact that you have money. That the money is the land and the desire is the plant, the weed. So it won't actually plant itself there. If there is no land, it can't grow. So just pretend as if you don't have money. In fact, there is no money at that stage, and then you walk past. That means you won't stop by to spend money impulsively on things that is not important. So this is my biggest takeaway, and since I read this book, I started implementing it, and yes, it has really helped me. So you can actually only spend that money you saved on something that is good, on something you can invest on, and you know that will bring you more profits. Pages highlight, thank you for this question, because it really made me to actually summarize the whole book in almost few sentences. So I really didn't find anything in this book that cannot be applied in our present day. I found all principles and every information in the book applicable to our present day. I would actually say it's quite tougher these days because things are more expensive and life lifestyles are really very hard to acquire. But then I don't know how it was in their days. In their days, they would say the same thing too. I don't know how it was, so I really can't say it's more hard these days. I would only say it's desire and persistence when you really want to do it. This really reminds me of the days when I was in school. Well, like I said, this principle I've known for a very long time, but I have not been practicing it judiciously. So when I actually get free money, when I get free gifts of money, what I do then is I bring out some portion of the money for myself. I know I have needs. I have to get these books. I have to get foodstuffs. I have to get other things. But I bring out some part of this money. I know it's not like a salary. It's a free money. I know. But then I still bring out some parts for myself. I'm like, okay, this part is for myself. And why I'm keeping those things is not really to invest or reinvest or anything. It's for emergencies. It's for emergencies when you know you really need this money, and then you just have to go to your emergency account and pull off to use it for those emergency purposes. So yes, I can link it to this right now. Not really that I was saving then for investment, but at least for the fact that I was bringing out some part of the money for myself, keeping it aside, it's really something that it's commendable. Yes, like I said, I did not invest it, but then I was glad that at least at some point in my life before now that I've read the book, I practiced that principle, which also helped, because those emergency periods where there is no way to pull out money from, you just have to go to your emergency purse and then pull out what is there to make use of. So yeah, these are the things that I've learned from the book, and if you really start practicing these things, you can pick up the book to read to learn more about financial success and how to grow money. But if you pick up if you should start practicing these principles, especially the fact that you have to keep some part of your money to yourself, then you would see that you grow financially. Trust me, you will. Thank you for watching this video till the end. And yes, if you really watch this video to the end, just give me this emoji. I want to know those watching till the end. Like the video, please. This is the only way this video will get recommended to more people. If this video is really helpful to you, please click on the like button so that YouTube is suggested to more people to watch this video. And also comment in the comment section, have you ever practiced this principle before? Have you read this book? What do you think about this principle? Do you think these principles can actually be applied to our present days? I want to know your thought about the book generally, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed to this channel. Click on the notification bell so that you get notified each time I upload a video. Well, I would say this is my September wrap-up, even though it's just one book I read in the month of September. But yes, I'm wrapping up the one book here. Thank you guys for watching. See you in my next video.